we are live. Okay, welcome on in, everybody, to another episode of Comic Book Women. Last week, we spent most of the show kind of introducing ourselves and letting you get to know us. Tonight's going to be a lot more content, but before we get to that, we have a special thank you to CBSI, comicbookinvest.com, for writing an article about us last week. We appreciate that so much. The love and support means a lot. So we'll go to our intro and then we'll get started. All right, we already have people joining. Thank you guys so much for coming out. As always, we are very excited for tonight's show. A lot of stuff to talk about. To kick it off, we are going to start with MCU news. So Jen, what is this?
So Hellstrom comes out a couple days from now on the 16th on Hulu. It should be the first MCU Marvel Hulu show still connected. So that's going to be interesting. It'll be a more modern spin from the original, but it's
that looks scary. That poster. I really like it. Like it looks like a skull or something like that around.
To prep for this, I actually watched the trailer and I wanted to do some homework. This show looks intense. Like it looks very probably would give me nightmares because I'm a giant wuss.
We gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
The comments. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Some of the comments were saying that it's almost like a modern day version of Constantine or a Marvel version of Constantine. What are your thoughts there?
Kind of, because Damien Hellstrom is the son of Satan, or it depends what iteration. He's either half human, half demon, or he is the son of Satan. Like, and then his sister. Kind of. I guess. Kind of.
Okay. No, give me one little side note here. I'm watching it. Doesn't that look like the guy from The Boys? The Deep from The Boys. Oh, I thought it was for like half the trailer. I'm like, oh, it's that guy, but it's not. I was totally wrong. I thought it was.
So real quick with Hellstrom, it's supposed to maybe possibly lead into Midnight Suns, and so that would be like the darker side of Marvel, and then there's supposed to be ties later supposedly to Doctor Strange, because that's like the occult side of Marvel. Sorry.
So you think it's gonna connect to the movies, or just like the show or something like?
The way that we're being told as of right now, all the old Hulu and Netflix stuff is not technically canon, and that like all the new stuff going forward creates a whole universe. But I mean, we'll find out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have 3 days, and then we all need to start watching this, binge watch it.
Yeah.
So
do you know if they're going to release all the episodes, or do you know if it's going to be like a weekly thing, how they did with Runaways, or?
I think they're going to do a weekly thing on Hulu.
A weekly? Okay, got it. Okay, well, that's exciting. Okay.
All right, next up, WandaVision.
So
again,
we don't have an exact date for this either. It just says December.
Did you
guys watch the trailer?
Yeah. Do you really think it's going to release you said September or December?
December.
December. You really think it's going to release in December?
I mean, out of all the shows, I think it's the one that's done on a lot, right? And not traveling all over the world like Falcon. So I think they say December. They just probably are like tightening it up. So probably. Okay. I mean, there's so much time already since the last thing we saw to WandaVision.
Yeah, so. I'm excited for this one. Seems pretty interesting. So we'll see.
Well, Jen, give us some background for anybody around that's like not familiar with why there might be delays. What's happening that's causing these things not to come out?
So I heard somewhere that, can we say it on YouTube? People are like not saying the word. the pandemic.
Why can't we say that?
The word COVID. I don't know, but people are just
sure, say it.
Yeah, so COVID. So because of that,
you're not gonna get it through the screen.
It's contagious.
So because of that, Falcon and Winter Soldier was actually they were almost done filming in Europe, and then COVID hit there first, and so it got delayed. And by that being delayed, like they had to just wait. And then I think WandaVision still kept filming here while they still could, and then like pushed it through. And they're also on a film set, like mostly. So I wonder if they finished all that stuff first. And then I saw on Twitter that they're now filming Falcon Winter Soldier already because they're back open in Europe. So yeah, without COVID, we would have already seen Falcon Winter Soldier in August. So it's already kind of changing things.
Man, this thing has changed all our movies, our shows, everything. Even comics. It has affected comics. Yeah.
I know.
What's this one about?
So Falcon Winter Soldier.
Falcon?
It's gonna be.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm like, let me guess. This one's about the Winter Soldier. Am I right? Am I kind of right?
Yes.
Anthony's shaking his head.
Because this takes place right after Endgame, and he got the shield. Falcon got the shield. He should be becoming Captain America, but from what has been leaked, the government doesn't want him being Captain America because of what happened with the Sokovia Accords from Civil War. So we're going to see a U.S. agent, and then there's also like whispers of there's another Captain America. Oh man, it's a cover. It's not something Truth. Crap. So basically, there's like a flower shop, and that last name of the guy is a guy in the comics. I'm not saying this correctly, am I?
Somebody in the chat's gonna know, right?
Okay. So, anybody knows what Jen is trying to tell us.
Something.
She's looking it up. Go ahead. Cheat a little bit. That's what I do during the shows. I'm like looking up stuff whenever you're talking. I'm like, what is this?
It's called Truth, Red, White, and Black, right? So but we're not sure. This is all speculation that Isaiah Bradley, that's right, Isaiah Bradley. So after World War II, the government still kept doing experiments trying to create a super soldier. And they experimented on Isaiah Bradley, and he got it. And so there's like, we're not sure if we're going to see that character exactly, but the last name in there was for someone's flower shop. So we're like, well, why would they name that if not for that character?
That's interesting spec. I like that.
Yeah.
So just like
Stan Bear knew that.
Yeah.
So, all right, what's the next one?
So Loki TV show is supposed to be in the spring of 2021, but they haven't given us a month or date. They just say spring 2021.
This is the one I'm excited about. I told you guys in the past, I really kind of connect with certain characters, and this is one of them.
Well, and this Loki too isn't the Loki that we got to know through the whole MCU. This is the Loki that escaped. Remember in Endgame when they're getting all the stones, and he disappeared with the Tesseract? That's that Loki. So that Loki isn't the Loki that's been seasoned and learned all these lessons. He's still going to be the younger one.
Little shithead.
A little shithead.
And then there's like talk of like a kid Loki on the series and a female Loki, but we haven't. That's all spec. Like we don't know. We haven't seen images. Like, but it's being rumored like very heavily. And then with that one image we got from that Super Bowl, that when I first saw it, I honed in on that. There's like a picture of Loki in like a jumpsuit, like he's in prison, and there was a TVA symbol on it. And right away I was like, but only the people who really saw it in that moment were like, okay, TVA. It's the Time Variance. Time Variance Authority. And so that has to deal with time. And since he's out of time and messing things up, probably like that's going to bring a big thing into the MCU. Like, because it's like King the Conqueror, and I think I had a couple of like cheap specs. Yeah. So Thor 371 and 372, first Justice Peace and first mention of this TVA. Now, I'm not saying to go ahead and spend thousands of dollars. I'm saying
disclaimer, everyone.
I'm saying I found these books numerous times for $1. And I'm like, okay, for $1, I'll pick it up, I'll read it. I'm now in my collecting where when I find things, I'm like, okay, there's PC stuff and there's stuff that I'm like, well, maybe I'll sell it someday, right? And so for $1, I'm like, I can go ahead and like take the chance on these 2 books. And then there's a Fantastic Four storyline, FF 350. Now 350 isn't technically a key, but it's the start. It's the first part of a 4-part story, 4-comic story. So is it cool Dr. Doom trying to get back Liberia or like get back his rule? But that leads into 352, which is like one panel of Mr. Morbius, who's the chairman for TVA. And then there's the Minutemen, which is like the TVA policemen. That's the 352 Fantastic Four. And then 353 and 354 is more appearances of people who are in the TVA. Now, again, $1, right? They're in the back issue bins for $1. I wouldn't even say eBay right now, because eBay, even if it's cheap, you're still paying for shipping, and it's like,
You're finding these for $1 though. You're actually able to find these. Okay.
Yeah. So this is Jen's cheap specs. So they're cheap guys.
Specs.
$1. Don't spend more. Like if it's over $5, be like, no, it's fine. Like you'll find it for $1. Like
dig the change underneath your car seat, and there you go.
Yeah. See, exactly. But if I look for that, if I try to look for those, for me, I feel like I don't have that many stores around here. So probably I'd be like, oh, I do have to spend the money on eBay. I mean, shipping probably, which would be probably like $5 or something like that. But
especially during COVID, like this is where you have time to like read, right? So this is because before TVA even came up in the Loki thing, I feel like these were even cheaper on eBay. And then once that thing came up, they kind of went up a tiny bit where I was like, oh, dang it. But $1. And then
Brian, can we go back to the previous screen? We have the Brian God listening to us today. This one, I just like the cover period on 350. Now you said it's not a key, correct? There's nothing.
Yeah, well, technically it's not a key, but it's the first part of the 4-part story. And okay, so there's another thing. When I was trying to first find the whole entire story, I got super frustrated because I was like, why? What's 351? And then with some...
I didn't even notice that we skipped it.
So 351, actually, something happened with the printing where it did it out of order. So 351 shouldn't have been where it was, so it messed it up. Because when I read the story, I was like, well, this doesn't have to do with the story. And then I was like, oh. And then, So
wait, so when does it come into play at all in the 4-book series?
No.
It shouldn't have even been there.
No, it should have been. I think they said it should have been 350 technically, and then this should have been 351. So they did it out of order, and like, well, whatever. Let's keep going.
That's kind of cool if you're just collecting for like your own personal. Like that's a neat little. What would you call it? Not an Easter egg, but a little nugget of knowledge that you could drop on people. But like, did you know? All right, here's the next one. What's this one?
And this is also the partial team of TVA. It's a different lineup where it's like. There's like the Justice Mighty, Justice Truth, Justice Liberty. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6 people are in this group, and that carries over to like later. Again, $1 book, nothing more than that. Like, and then as I was thinking about this, I'm like, TVA I think will be really hot for the Loki series, but then it's going to carry on later into their MCU stuff because of Kang. Because Kang comes from that whole entire thing too. And I guess also, what else? He has like 6 other names, like Scarlet Sentinel or and the Pharaoh guy. Like he has like 6. Oh, and even Iron Lad. So like, I'm curious how far they're going to bring TVA. Like, is it going to be the new Shield in the background? But
anybody in the chat, feel free to chime in if you guys are out there are also dollar hunters. Dollar specs. I mean, this is. It's kind of like what Jen said. There's not a lot to lose there, I mean, if you end up hitting on one of these, totally worth it. And if not, you still got a great book to read. So it's not like you got nothing out of it for $1. I mean, why the hell not? If any of you ever find any of the books that we're talking about, feel free to bring it up on the shows because I want to.
It's TVA. Brandon is a Time Variance Authority, and it's like the police of the time stream.
For the
TVA, right?
TVA. Sorry.
Okay.
No, you're good. Barton's like, what? To be announced. Barton, that's what it means. To be announced. All right. Anything to add on this one?
Oh, so Young Avengers. So we know that they're trying to cast for the Hawkeye for what's her name? I'm drawing a blank right now.
Did you say cast for the hot guy?
Hawkeye.
Oh, I'm like, I got a hot guy right here. You want to be on it yet? Like, that's not a character. I'm trying to cast the hot guy. Any takers? Okay,
So they're trying to cast for Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series, and we're all leaning towards Haley Seinfeld. I don't know how you say your last name, but that's not casted yet. Young Avengers also. So like, here's the thing: because of COVID, this is all delayed, right?
Mhm.
Like, I know like people are excited for She-Hulk, and it's like, and they casted her, and that's exciting. Same thing with Miss Marvel, but like, we don't even have WandaVision under our belts, right, to like watch and to go forward. Like until we actually see these things on Disney Plus, like Young Avengers stuff Young Avengers stuff is pushed back. Like all this stuff's pushed back, and then even the release schedule is changing. I'm curious what they're gonna do. I know that they keep having like investor meetings and stuff, but I don't know what they're saying in there.
Are they just trying to get people that
on Black Widow?
So Black Widow's supposed to come out now, May 7th of 2021. They're not going to release it on Disney Plus right now.
So next year.
Somebody else is wondering.
Yeah. I think they just releasing all this stuff so they can keep us still like, interest. We have interest in all this stuff going on, even though they're not releasing anything. They want us kind of like, hey, don't forget, it's coming soon. Hey, we have a question.
So time criminals would be like Kang. Loki technically is one now, but they caught him, so we see that. And that's the thing too, is like to start reading and see what are the time criminals. Like who is going to pop up more than just Kang, right? Like that's where I'm really excited to like just get back into like reading my back issues and like what did I forget that might pop back up, right? But again, try to like look in those bins. Like I feel like a lot of people just go right to eBay and like go crazy, and it's like just look in the back issue bins.
That's the fun part anyway. Just actually sitting there digging through and like the smell of the comics. Oh, I sound like a total nerd, but don't you guys like just the feel of the pages as you're sorting through? And
then also, I know some people don't like unorganized comic book stores, but I love them because that's where you find the good stuff.
I actually agree with that. Lucy?
I probably, because I'm used to the comic book store where I worked at. Oh shoot, he scared me.
Yeah.
The comic book store that I worked at, it was so organized that when I'm used to that, and then when I go somewhere that is not organized, I don't know if it's the mom in me that I want to organize it. I want to like
you want to clean it up
together. Yeah, I want to know where things are at, and I don't know if it's, but I know there's some stores that I'm like, and I want to go. I'm like, can I just come and help you and organize? Like, do you know?
The mystery. There's no way of knowing if you're going to find something. Like you just. When it's organized, it's like blah, blah, blah. But if it's a bin of like who the hell knows what, that's when you find something good.
I think I have like the pros and cons. Like, it's like, that's the good thing. But then at the same time, like because I have a little one, if I go to the store, I have to take them. And it's like, I need to like kind of in a hurry. And it's like, I know it won't be, unless if I go by myself and I can like, okay, I can be there and look through things and okay, it can be not organized, it's fine.
When it's messy, then you have to go through all the boxes. Because if you leave one behind, you don't know what's in that box. Like it drives me crazy. So I just try to go like through all of them if I can.
You should come to the Bird City warehouse. We haven't gone through half of them.
Really?
We don't even, oh my gosh, because we buy these large collections and it's almost impossible to go through all of them. But we could just hang out going through boxes all day.
I'll come
see what we find.
Bird City Comics, we get it all for Ben.
Hey, we got $5. Very nice.
Oh, he's throwing that money. You get it in
for MCU news, or do you want to get a little deeper?
Okay, no, yes, a couple more, right?
Yeah, so like Shang-Chi is coming out next year in July. right as of right now on the 9th.
Yeah.
They have that casted partially. I'm actually kind of excited for that one. And then there's a What If, which I'm starting to really think that the What If animated series, we actually might see that sooner than later, just because it's so much easier to just do voice work remotely and then do all the art stuff. And then the Hawkeye series is after that, and then there's Eternals. I thought was already in the bag, so I think it's interesting. It must be integral to the story later, and they need things to happen before the Eternals movie.
Man, on the Eternals, I'm excited to see Don Lee. He's one of my favorite actors, and I'm sure now everybody knows that he was on Train to Busan. But when I watched that movie, 4 years ago, I want to say, when I watched it for the first time, I fell in love with that actor. He has so many amazing movies, and when he got cast for that one, I was like, oh my God, he's awesome. He's such a great actor. He's really good at fighting, so I hope they can introduce that to the movies and not be disappointed. Use his real action part of him.
I know when it was first announced, people were like Eternals, but it's like that's what we were saying about Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's like I'm excited to see that movie too.
Yeah.
Lucy, I would have thought you would have said Salma Hayek. You're like the twin. That's who you should be excited about, Salma Hayek.
Oh, thanks. Oh my God.
You're like her little cuter sister.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. That's what my husband says.
Really? Yeah, I called it.
You know, he posted it. He posted on Instagram. He recorded me I was wearing, I don't know what I was wearing, but the way I was dancing, from Full Stone Russian. I was dancing. He recorded me. He's like, oh my God, you look like her.
Anthony and I love that movie. We love it. I mean,
yeah, that's my husband's favorite. Yeah.
Were you doing a little salsa dance, chopping the peppers?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Matthew Perry in this scenario? Damn. All right. I'll be Perry. Fine.
I'll be your Salma Hayek. Don't worry.
And Angelina Jolie, too, right? Because, I mean,
yeah.
Girl crush.
I've acted a long time. Has it?
Well, Maleficent, right?
That's true.
It's been quite a few years now, right? She's
been doing more directing.
Okay.
And raising her 18 children.
Oh yeah, poor lady. She must be busy then.
Yeah.
But
right?
yeah, I'm excited for that one. Yeah, a great cast. And for the other one you said too, oh my goodness. Before Eternals,
Hawkeye or What If? Shang-Chi.
The actor from that one. If you guys have not seen Kim's Convenience, it's on Netflix. That's another one when they announced it, that he posted that he was going to be in it, and my husband and I were really excited because we loved him in that show.
Wait, what's the show again?
Kim's Convenience.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, I thought. Netflix. Oh yeah, Netflix.
On Netflix. Yeah. Oh, you have to watch it, Laura. It's really funny.
I have not
and it's a Korean family who lived in Canada. They're living in Canada, but it's really funny. We love Korean movies, so that's those actors. I mean, Don Lee too. That's we love this. That's when we get excited when we see the actors on Marvel, and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for those.
And then Thor: Love and Thunder, and I know Laura, you said that you heard about the storyline they're gonna do.
Yeah, I was reading on my phone, getting all the alerts about the storyline that they're changing. Natalie Portman dropped a couple little tidbits out there. So if you guys haven't already heard, are we allowed to, is that a spoiler?
No, because it's out there on the internet.
Yeah.
It's out there.
It was in the story too, though. It wasn't it was a hidden story. It was a main story, that line with her.
So, okay, basically, give us a brief synopsis of what we're going to see in that one.
So with Love and Thunder, it's changed 3 or 4 times. Taika Waititi even said that they've changed the script a couple of times. So Natalie Portman let it slip that the cancer storyline is going to be in there for her, but that was her main storyline. So
we're not spoiling anything.
Yeah, I mean, unless you haven't read the comics and you're just watching all the movies, and you'll be like, she got cancer, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I haven't read the comics really, and I knew about that. So if you're in the comic book community and all that, I'm sure you know what.
And you're
even if
reading all the
you're-
news outlets.
Yeah, somebody's posting. Once they see something out there, everybody shares it. So,
And
yeah,
then,
I'm sure we know.
And then after that, it's like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, which should have been sooner, but now it's being pushed back. And then that should be the end of Phase 4.
The Doctor Strange, did you see, did you guys see all the posts about with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange?
Yeah, about Doctor Strange becoming the new mentor to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I don't know if they're, because I thought I heard stuff about Reed Richards maybe taking that role, but Doctor Strange would work too.
Yeah, because I've seen Boss Logic. He's been posting a lot of that, with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, and little hints out there. So I don't know if how real they are, or he's just doing his work, or I don't know.
There's times he does his work and then it gets a hit. That's what happened with The Rock, right? So he did that. He took the initiative of doing that, and The Rock saw that, and then that led to him doing that little trailer with the DC fandom thing.
Can you imagine being mentored by Doctor Strange? I love Doctor Strange comics. It's one of the first, hardcore comics that I read. I don't know if you call them hardcore, but anyway, I love the character. I love the personality. What a fun mentor. Think of somebody better. Who's better?
Yeah, no. Because I mean, he had...
He's like, you're stupid. Bam. That'd be a shitty mentor, wouldn't it?
I was really kind of hoping it would be kind of Reed Richards just because of the Civil War storyline in the comic books, but we never saw that in the movies.
True. Yeah. That's the one that I was reading. I'm on issue 3 or something, 4 or 5, something I can't remember.
We're not gonna, that was one thing about Civil War that I was a little disappointed about. Is I know they were trying to compete with a team movie, bringing more people in because Justice League came out and they want to smash them. But I was like, man, that comic book was amazing, and it touched every single issue, character in the Marvel universe. And then between Spider-Man hang on, I'm getting excited. Civil War split up the FF, right? The Fantastic Four, they split in half because of the different views. And then even when Spider-Man joining Iron Man goes and visits Reed Richards, who's pro registration, hearing the story of Reed Richards' uncle and why he's siding with Iron Man, and Peter Parker realizing how messed up that was, and then calls him on it and walks away. I don't want to ruin it. That couple of pages, I was like, oh man. And just so when I saw the movie, I'm like, okay, this is their taken iteration of it. That's fine. But I really wish they would have shown what was in the comics, because that was more heartfelt, even, I feel like, than what we saw.
Yeah, I think that she nailed it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just quick side note, we have people in the comments saying, can you imagine being mentored by Loki or Deadpool? Deadpool would be fun too. You're just getting drunk and high all day, hanging out with Deadpool in his little tiny hand, cutting things off. That's a good one. That was the Deadpool. I like that. Loki's a good one too, though.
Yeah.
Victor Doom would be a great mentor.
Yeah, that would be fun to watch.
Do we have any more MCU news, or?
I mean, I'm still waiting, because we keep hearing that they have that cool little Moon Knight emblem that they put up there with the scroll or letterhead, or you want to call it, but we haven't heard anything after that, right? Same thing with Ant-Man 3. I'm curious what they're going to do with that, and then Guardians of the Galaxy 3. There's all the things that they said, oh, here it's coming, but we have nothing to go off of.
Yeah, it's all just kind of waiting with bated breath until something actually fucking happens.
No, I want She-Hulk already. I want She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, I think, is a big one.
Yeah, well, they're talking because Peter Parker might need a lawyer, and so people are bringing up Charlie Cox, Daredevil, coming back for that, or She-Hulk, because they're both lawyers. But like, we don't know.
We don't know. I hate this. I really hope they cast somebody really good for She-Hulk. I've seen some people like posting about some girl. I can't remember who it was. I'm like, I don't know. I know some Audrey Plaza, which I will like her because I like that she's so sarcastic and everything. Like normally, I don't know if that's the same character that she will play. But
Audrey Plaza for She-Hulk?
I have heard. It was just rumors, but I'm not sure, Yeah. And then they post another one. Sorry, Jen, go ahead.
They casted the She-Hulk role. It's that I can't. Her name's one of those hard names I can't pronounce, but she was in Orphan Black.
Orphan Black.
Also, she is cast as She-Hulk. She is going to be She-Hulk. Okay, I wasn't sure if she was going to. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Is it Tatiana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Tatiana. Does this count as knowing something you don't know? Okay. Does this count?
Yes.
This counts.
Well, I can't say her name.
It counts. Give it to me. This counts. I knew something. Tatiana, of course. Right? There she is.
Okay.
Ooh, she'll be perfect.
So she'll be Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. So that'll be
okay. Okay.
So maybe they will cast her as
she has that perfect amount of sexy but badass.
Yeah.
Then,
hold on.
It would make
okay, there we go.
Bring her in earlier than later as a lawyer first.
Yeah.
We're moving on, guys.
So
we're moving on. So for those of you watching, this is our movie section. So we're going to kick it off with Lucy. This is her pick for movies.
It's a new movie coming out. So this one, my husband sent me this trailer, and it was right after our show last week that Jen was talking about. Oh my God, what was the name of it?
The Bad Idea comic. That's the Santa.
Yeah, the Santa one. It was Sleigh Bells. Yeah. You were talking about that one, and then my husband showed me this trailer for Fat Man with Mel Gibson. Am I pronouncing it right? Yeah. And I felt like it was kind of the same, like, Santa fighting the villagers and stuff like that. But this one, it's more a little kid. He's a little shithead, and he's gonna get cold. So he's pissed, and he wants somebody to kill Santa. So this trailer looked really good. If you guys can watch it, go and watch the trailer. It looks pretty good. So I'm excited for this one. I don't know when exactly it's coming out, but yeah.
It says, "'Tis the season to get even."
Yeah.
That's the tagline. Okay.
It's cool. So my next one and my next pick, this one came out at 2015, Keeper of Darkness. And this one, I feel like he's kind of the Constantine of oh my God, how did I the Chinese Constantine. He is an exorcist, and after he goes viral, and after he goes viral, all the bad spirits are going against the mediums and stuff like that. And but he has a friend as a ghost who has been with him almost since he was little. So it's like a drama, great action, and the thriller and stuff like that. It's really good. It came out, like I said, it came out 2015. You see the little poster right there. I really like this movie. So that's my recommendation for you guys. Yes, especially for this month of October. So yeah, it's a gangster by day, exorcist by night. There you go.
I've never even heard of this. So that's right there. Looking at the picture of it makes me I'm interested. I could give it a go.
It's spend really the night watching this. Like, I love that he's, like I said, like the Constantine, he's fighting demons and ghosts and all kinds of crap. So it's really
Jen, have you seen this? Have you ever heard of it?
No, but I will check it out now, though.
It's the Chinese movie. If anything like with it has to action stuff like that, I have to thank my husband for that that he introduced me to the Korean, Japanese, Chinese, all those movies that has to do with action in comedy too. But this one, I recommend this one for you guys to watch. I think you can find it on Amazon to rent. I'm not sure, but
probably, right? Or just buy it for $3 or $4, worth it, right? Better than going to the theaters.
Right now,
all right,
yeah.
Very good. All right, moving on. Jen, what is your pick for your October movie?
I picked Shaun of the Dead. It's from 2004 with Simon Pegg. It's my favorite horror movie because it's that lighthearted horror movie where if this actually happened, it seems like you could survive it, right?
Anthony's giving you a thumbs up in the background. You've seen this? Yeah,
it's great.
Also, action.
Yeah. It's and then what's funny is that there's a British I should look this up before I came, but there's a British TV show that he was on, and when you see a scene where they meet their doppelgangers, they pass by each other, that lady and him, they were in that TV show together. So I was like, oh my God, that's that lady. And then I kind of geeked out a little bit. And then yeah.
You don't geek out. That's not a Jen thing.
There's also comic books that I found. I was digging, and I found issue 3, and I'm like, there's comics, and so I bought it. And there's issue 1 through 4. I haven't been able to find the other ones, and then on eBay they're all like $8, $9, and I'm like, that's too expensive. I'll wait to find it in the back issue bins.
I'll start hunting for you. We'll find these for you.
That is cool. Yeah, I love this movie too.
Oh, we're moving on to mine. There we go. Okay, I don't know if anybody has ever seen this, but we were trying to figure out movies that would just speak to us during October. And I remember watching this. This is From Hell, 1888 London. Jack the Ripper is on the prowl, killing all the prostitutes. I mean, that sounds like a solid storyline, right? Are you guys sold already? And then you have Johnny Depp, which, again, this is loosely based on the graphic novel of the same name. So again, this is one that I would highly, highly recommend. I like Heather Graham. I think she's fantastic in this. And the story keeps going. As the movie's going, I'm sitting there waiting, what's going to happen? Wait, I don't understand what's going to happen. It's hard to talk about this without giving it away. But there were a couple of times where I'm like, oh, okay, I know who the bad guy is. I got this. But then I was wrong multiple times. So if you need one, this is pretty old. This is from, what year did this come out? 2000. No, wait, that's Secret Window. Also a good one.
That's what I was just gonna say. He has a bunch of kind of creepy movies, that you can watch during October. Some of them they're on Amazon and Netflix.
What's the one with the barber?
That's what I'm trying to think, and I can't think of. And it was by
Sweeney Todd.
What is it?
Sweeney Todd.
Yes.
When he's like a crazy barber.
And I just watched the other one with Christina Ricci. The other one, the Hollow Man, Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow. There you go. Yes. Yeah. He has all those more dark movies. That's the only part that I know. Twisted. Yeah. The Secret Window. I was trying to watch it, and so I remember liking it back when it came out, and now I'm just kind of I don't know if I can watch it. It's kind of I don't know if it's because it's older or no. It wasn't. It wasn't as good as I thought it used to be.
Wait, which one? The Sleepy Hollow?
The Secret. No, the Secret with the window. I think you just said it. The window one. The one with the window.
Again, normally I'm a giant chicken, but whenever it's Johnny Depp, I don't get too freaked out because it's I always think to myself, oh, that's just the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. We're good. I can always kind of talk myself down. I'm like, that's just Jack Sparrow. We're fine.
Heather Scissorhands.
Yeah, exactly. It's he's not too intimidating to me because I know him from so many other movies that I can kind of. Edward Scissorhands is a great one. But yeah, so that would be my pick. If you haven't already seen this, I would definitely check it out and then maybe just binge a bunch of Johnny Depp movies.
Why not?
So that's your guys' homework. Okay, we are going to move on. So those were our movies for the month. And now we're going to kind of shift gears a little bit. In honor of it being October, we decided to show you guys what we're reading, kind of horror comics that we're reading that kind of fit with the month and everything. So this is mine. Basket full of heads. I told you guys on the last show, I'm a huge Joe Hill fan. I just am. I like his stuff. So this book, issue 1, you're kind of reading it. You're like, you're getting through the pages. It's not really impressing me. But then the ending, it's like, boom.
Oh, so sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, that was my phone, guys. Sorry.
No, I think that's your phone saying, I agree with Laura. This is a good pick.
Probably, yeah.
This is a good one. The artwork I love, and the interior artwork is fantastic. If you haven't already read this one, I highly, highly recommend it. And again, the beginning of it's a little slow, in my opinion. I kind of read through the first few pages. I'm like, if I finish it, I cannot wait to grab that next issue, which that's just the best comic ever, right? When you can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son, but he doesn't like to be known for that. Did you guys know that?
No, I think that's why he changed his last name, right?
Yeah, he didn't want to like come into fame off of his father's name. He wanted to kind of establish his own base, but it is a really great story.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that he said. And you know what? This one I read, I think it's like the first 3 issues. I need to finish it because I really liked it too. And I was reading another one, Dollhouse. And that one was pretty creepy too. I really
that would have been a good pick. Oh,
did you read that one yet?
I did. That would have been another really good. This is one. Oh yeah, this is one that I mentioned. Yeah. If you watch any of our other shows, sometimes I accidentally kind of slip up on what I'm going to say on this one, but here you go. So that would be my pick for the comic that I would read to kind of fit with the horror line. And then we're also going to tell you guys what we picked up for the month. So my pickup for this month is Ogre. Okay. Have you guys read this? Jen, Lucy?
No.
Okay, so hold on. I'm clicking out of screens over here. The idea of this one is you have like this ogre that's locked in a prison cell. This is how it kind of starts off. And he's chained to a human. Okay? But that human ends up passing away. And so now the ogre kind of has to carry his ghost with him as he goes about his adventures. I love the artwork. Really great story. This is one of those ones where I don't think a lot of people have heard about it, or at least not that I've talked to, but it's definitely a good one if you just want to get something new to read and get sucked into a series where you can just feel like a little kid and you're like flipping through the pages waiting for the next one. So yeah, that would be my pickup if you're looking for anything you might be able to find this. I don't know if it'd be in the dollar bins. I think it'd probably be a little bit more expensive at this point, but that's my pick for this week. Say what you want. Oh, we're moving on to Lucy.
Okay, I talked about this book last week a little bit. I showed it and I said I gave you guys the wrong name. I thought it was Jennifer Fritzen. It's not. She did make a cover for this one, but that is not Jennifer Fritzen. We were trying to pronounce her name. I want to say it's like Christina. Oh my God, she has a difficult name.
Ooh, I'm gonna look it up. Maybe I can help.
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce it, but that was like cover B. This one's cover A. I read this one. I picked up this one last week, and I really liked it. I felt like it was like Mean Girls with the craft, mixed together. And I really like this one. I'm waiting for the second issue. I can't wait for a second issue on this one. And yeah, so the next one that I got.
Wait, hold on. Don't move on yet. I think it's Christina Khalida.
Okay, I think so. Yeah, that sounds more like it.
That sounds right? That sounds good.
Yeah. But yeah, and I was confusing with Jennifer Fritzen. But no, she did another one, and I believe it was an incentive variant, and it was beautiful. I know it was a little.
All of her stuff's beautiful, right?
Yeah. What cover it's not. But yeah, I really like this one. It just felt like it was like Mean Girls and the craft, and, so it came on the perfect timing since they're announcing the I don't want to say remake because it seems it's kind of like a continuation of that movie. I don't know if you guys saw the what do you call it, trailer for it? Did you watch
I
it?
haven't.
No.
Mm-mm.
Well, you guys need to watch it. But so I felt like it was kind of like perfect time. And another one that I'm reading, it's Stillwater. This one also came out like I think a few weeks ago. This one, I really love this book. I can't wait for the next issue. The first issue was just already like so much, and it again, perfect time for October. This one, I know, Jen, you watched Shaun of the Dead, so I'm sure you watched Hot Fuzz with Simon Peck too. So this one, I feel like it's for the greater good kind of thing of the town. Also, like some crazy stuff happening in the town. So Brit City's Comics knows Hot Fuzz. Yeah, I love that movie. So I just felt it was something like that too, like something creepy going on in that town. And I know that this book is already sold out, and it's like about $15 or something like that. If you still are able to find it, try to find it in your local comic book store.
They're going to do a second print of it.
They are? Oh, awesome. And I think I want that second print too, because if they do, you know how they do different covers. I like that.
You think the second print will end up selling for more than the first? That seems to be the trend.
I guess. I don't know.
Nowadays.
I was one. Yeah. But yeah, I see. It was good. Yeah, it was a good read. So I recommend that one. And another one that I picked up, I haven't read it yet. And Laura, you're going to need to help me with the name on this one. It's Autumn. I think it was. We were having a hard time pronouncing this one. Autumn. There you go. I picked up this one. I heard it was really good too. Another creepy one. And it's by Vault Comics. So I'm going to see how this one is, and I'll let you guys know probably next week to see if I like it or not. But I keep hearing good things about it. And it has really nice variant covers. I was not able to get all of the variants, but check it out.
What have you heard?
It was really good. That's all they tell me, that it was really good. So, and honestly, I picked this one because of the covers. I like that, how it looks like that movie, Monster House, the supposedly kids movie, but it's like
yes, creepy. I like that movie.
So I think that's what it got me. Then I just noticed, like, sorry, it's kind of dark. It's just like it's pretty creepy, and I know I've been picking. I love horror stuff, like creepy ghost stories. I have my show that I recommend also. Books and movies on my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel, and you guys can find me as Mama Comic Lucy, and I talk about ghost stories and recommend horror movies and horror books too. So if you guys want to check that out.
Wait, what's the channel called?
You can look me up as Mama Comic Lucy, and I have only 3 episodes. On Saturday we'll have my 4th episode, so pretty for October. It's the perfect time.
Are they true ghost stories, or are they like fictional?
Yes. No, they're true stories, personal. I have people over and they're like telling me their personal stories, and I'll share some of mine. So there I am, right there, Mama Comic. And they're personal stories. I had my Phil. And oh my God, his story is so scary, guys. Like, I could not sleep that
That's
night.
What I'm saying. You're gonna freak me out, and then I'm gonna end up like needing one of my kids to sleep in the room with me, because you can tell the truth of it in their eyes, right? You can tell they're not bullshitting, that this is like.
Yes, his story was. I can't. You're right there. I was getting chills. I thought this stuff.
You're like, okay.
Me. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, it was. Seriously, like the 3 people that I have on, they have like their personal, and that's my sister-in-law, and she where we lived, we used to live together in a previous house that she lived. It was really scary. So yeah,
something pounding on the door.
Yes, or where she lived. But yeah, check it out if you guys are into that. I know not everyone loves those ghost stories, so if they want to be a guest too, if they want to share with them, message me.
Our own personal
But
ghost story.
let's move on with Jazz. What's your picks?
So the Batman, the Adventures Continue. It's if you were really into the '90s cartoon and the comic books from back then, this carries over. It like brings it back up, and I'm like, I didn't realize how much I missed that animated series until I started reading this comic. It is a little different. Like I think because they're kind of retelling a lot of stories that have already been told, but in the animated series style and way of telling stories. Issue 3 people went crazy for because of the first appearance of a character. Like if you want to just get back right into it, but again, like it's different. So if you're looking for the Jason Todd story that we all like know, it's just tweaked, and I didn't really care for it as much, but I'm gonna keep reading it because I want to see where it goes. And then I think the next one is Bang. So I'm really starting to like. I was pronounced his last name wrong. Matt Kint.
That D is probably there for no reason, just to irritate us. Kint.
Right? I think so. I've heard people say it like that. And then he does all like the cover Bs, all the variant covers. So I think it's kind of cool that the writer is like dabbling in drawing. It's like a spy intrigue thriller type thing. I think Netflix and binging has kind of ruined me a tiny bit, because some stories I don't mind waiting for next week or for next month or what have you, but like some stories I want to know now. So like I want to know the end of this story now. So every time I finished another one, I'm like, okay, I have to wait. Like, okay, because
that was my big issue with comic books. I'm not a patient person, and Anthony's all, Laura, you're just gonna have to learn to wait. And I'm like, I don't want. I want it now. I want the next issue now.
That's why usually I wait. Like I'll wait till all of them are out and then just read them all at once, because it's just that way. Because I'm very forgetful and then because we read so many comics, by the time the next one comes out, I'm like mixed with my stories.
That's exactly it. What's the little quote here, Jen? What does it say on this?
Oh, so Keanu Reeves, that was actually super cool. Well, because you find out later Matt's working with him on, I think, Berserker. So he did a little quote of a great effed up blend of Bond and Tintin. And I was like,
I love Tintin. You guys have seen it, right?
Well, it used to be the strips, yeah. Tintin.
I'm referring to the movie that they were supposed to make another one and never did, and it's such a good movie.
I never saw the movie.
I haven't watched it.
They haven't seen Tintin. That's my favorite pizza movie. When Anthony and I want to just like get super fat and lay on the couch and eat pizza, we put on Tintin because it's just such a good. So you take James Bond and Tintin. Tintin's kind of like that investigative, but still has like that spark of imagination to it. So what a good combination.
Okay.
Can you still find these, Jen?
So issue 1 sold out, but there was a second print, and they're not like that hard to find, I don't think. I think they even did a third print of the first issue, so she will get to it pretty
easy. Guys, look, we're getting other girls in the group. That is exactly what we want.
Nice.
Yay.
Oh, we want a girl who's so into comics. That's fantastic.
From Serbia. Oh, that's awesome. Good morning. So what we needed a name for.
Oh, for what we're doing next?
Yeah. Okay, it's next. Okay.
Real quick, I think a lot of people are reading this new series of Thor by Donny Cates. It's basically Thor becomes the new Herald of Galactus, but then does something recently that made me upset, because I feel like Galactus used to be a big deal, and I feel like right now in Marvel it's not. So I feel like I don't know. I'm just tired.
No, you're good. Before we get into this one, though, guys, we decided as a group that we're going to start reading a series together and have it be kind of like a comic book club, but we need a much better name than that. What would like something to call what we're going to start doing here? All three of us are going to start reading a series, starting with this one, which we all read. Am I not there yet? Yeah. There we go. That one, starting with this one. So if you can think of a name for it, we are all ears.
Because like comic book club is like
it's already
comic book club.
Something
a little redundant. It's a little lame. Hold on a second.
Yeah, we can think of a little segment, a name. What can we pick? Help us out, guys.
So Lucy, what was your take on this one?
No, let's go ahead with Jen first.
Oh, Jen, you lead the pack, baby girl. You got this.
Yes. So what I'm rereading this. It's been a couple years. So rereading it's hard because then I want to talk about the series. So just the first issue, you see a young Thor and an old Thor, and you are seeing the start to a puzzle like forming. But yeah, it was really because I know you guys haven't read it yet, and because this leads into Jane Foster Thor, which is what we want to read next. So it's hard to like chop it down. So it was good to reread it, like the first issue.
That's why we chose this issue, right? Yeah. So that we all had a nice, good foundation for when we do move into the next storyline. And so, not gonna lie, Jen, I started reading this. I'm like, okay, meh. But then like, there's a point in this book where it's like takes a very dark turn, and I was like, oh shit, like it's getting real. And by the end of the book, I was invested. I was like, okay, this is definitely a storyline that we all have to follow. You have to be familiar with this because it's going to make the content that comes out later in the movies and whatnot so much richer if you know what it's stemming from, where that story's rooted, right?
Yeah, I felt like at the beginning I was like the same like you. I'm like, what is this? I never read this story before. I have heard a little bit about it because of the hot books and whatever.
Well, you and I seem to do more indie books, it seems like.
Yeah. Jen is our Marvel.
I mean, Jason Aaron is like this run is like kind of iconic, I feel like. And it was interesting to hear like Donny Cates even say that he likes Jason Aaron like a lot and like has like kind of like a little fan of him. So that was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna say his name wrong, but the artist Asad Ribic.
Perfect.
I like the art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah, it was pretty. Like you said, Laura, like they had the like a little dark twist at the end of the issue. I was a little bit confused because, like I said, I never read this book. And Jenny was saying how you could see like young Thor and then old Thor, and I was like, wait, I had to go back a little bit to be like, wait, oh, okay, that's. Okay, he's not. The eye is still there. The eye is missing. So that's when I got like, oh, okay, it's young and old. But yeah, the little dark twist.
It's gonna get better. Like each issue, like, yeah.
Okay, I'm excited for the next issue.
I like the art too. It's very. This is gonna sound weird. It looks soft, but I guess it's his use watercolor. Is it watercolor?
I think so.
Or airbrush, maybe. I don't know. It just looks soft to me, and I like that look. I think it's very nice. But then you add in the storyline to it, and it's just. I mean, you look behind me. I have Venom and Hulk behind me, so you can kind of see how this book ends up being important. Oops, sorry, I just muted myself by accident. Yeah. Oh, Lucy, you're muted too. We keep muting ourselves.
Oh, yeah, because I don't want heard my kid yelling, and I was like, oh,
that's okay. Have them screaming.
They'd be really good, and I'm like, wait, okay, I need to. I don't want guys. If you guys are listening with headphones or something, have like kids screaming or something, and he's in the room. But yeah, I'm excited for the next issue. We'll see. And I'm also excited because I'm actually reading a Marvel title right now. Well, I'm reading also Secret Wars, but I like that it's something kind of current because this is more modern, I guess. Than something that it's gonna probably happen in the movies, or I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
interesting.
there's people who are speculating about. I can't give it away. When we get to that issue, that's an issue that's kind of really tough to find for a decent price right now. And then the last issue is another one, but that last issue is a cameo of Jane Foster as Thor. That's always been kind of tough, but there's, I think issue 3 is when, yeah, but we'll talk about it later.
Hold on, Anthony has to chime in real quick. What, babe? What were you saying about that one? He got all excited.
Oh, how Donny Cates drove up a bunch of
Donny Cates drove up a bunch of spec on it, Anthony's saying. It got a Thunder Run, so.
Oh, it's because of.
Yeah, brought us null.
We have to wait. When we get to that issue, you'll.
He's like shaking in the background listening to us. I know there's so many people watching that are like, oh, I want to say this, but they just can't. Well, you can comment, but.
We're not there yet. Hold on, I'm not there yet. I haven't read this. Laura, have you read this before? You haven't, right?
I have not. So
no,
you can't.
You haven't read it, guys. Chill, Anthony. Chill.
That's it.
Cálmate.
But on that issue, everyone can
cálmate. Calm down. Calm down. No, calm down.
No shoes. No, wait, that's chanclas.
Yeah, chanclas.
For you on the other monitor.
It means calm down. Calm down.
Cálmate.
Cálmate, not palete.
Oh.
Calm down.
Oh, shit. I need some Spanish lessons badly. All right. Well, anyway, so that's our spec. But if you want to join our comic book club and kind of stick with us, as long as there's no spoilers in the chats, as long as you guys just kind of stick with us and read them issue by issue, that's the one we'll be focusing on here for the time being. We are going to call it for tonight. We will be back next Tuesday, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But before we go, we want to show you a little something. So, yeah, here you go.